She-Hulk, Attorney at Law is directed by Coiro. It stars Tatiana Maslany, Tim Roth, Mark Ruffalo, Jamila Jamil, and Ginger Gonzaga. And in the new Marvel Disney Plus show, a lawyer named Jennifer Walters, who is also the cousin of Bruce Banner, aka Smart Hulk now. She accidentally gains some of his blood and turns into a She-Hulk, and she has to try and balance her life as a She-Hulk and a lawyer. Now, judging from the trailers, I was not looking forward to this show because the trailers did not look good. The comedy didn't look too funny or anything. The CGI looked awful. But after watching this show, this does have a lot of problems, like Miss Marvel and Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I actually had a good time with this show. Now, the first episode and the last 3 episodes were easily my favourite. The middle episodes I'll get into in a bit because I do have quite a bit to say about them. But I do like She-Hulk's conflict inside of that. She has to be this sort of superhero and this lawyer as well. The show also does a good job at touching on themes like sexism, discrimination, just because of how she is. I mean, it's not her fault that she's now a Hulk. Some of the supporting characters are also really good as well. Little hot take here, I did actually like the change in Emil Blonsky, aka Abomination. First off, Tim Roth does an amazing job as well. He was my favourite part of the Incredible Hulk movie, which I'm not a fan of, unfortunately. But it was nice to see him back. And it's nice to see some more characters like Hulk. You know, Mark Ruffalo is great as that character. He's never been bad as that. Wong is back in this as well. It's great to see him. And Charlie Cox's Daredevil. My God, you are amazing, Charlie Cox. I cannot wait to see you more in this MCU. The show's humour is also fairly good. It's very hit or miss. When it misses bad. Like, it's sometimes really cringy. But when it hits really hard. I can remember one joke which really made me laugh where it's Daredevil's walk of shame after he's had a bit of a fun time with She-Hulk and he's just walking off with no shoes. That was really funny to me. The show also doesn't have that much action, which I thought was kind of refreshing because I have noticed most of these shows do have like a random fight scene just to pad out time a bit. But I didn't feel like that with this show. There is some cool fight scenes, especially in the penultimate episode, which I really did like. Tatiana Maslany also does a great job as Jennifer Walters. I think she did a great job with her comedic timings. And also, I think she just fit the role well overall. She brings a lot of enthusiasm to the show. But the main thing that I really did love about this show is that it's very self-conscious of itself. Especially in the last episode, which I don't care. I think that's my favourite finale to one of these Marvel Disney Plus shows. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I'd say if you are not enjoying this show and you're in some of the earlier episodes, keep watching, please, because these last 2 episodes will really make you like this show a bit more. As for flaws, easily the first one to talk about is the CGI. It's so weird because sometimes the CGI looks really good. And then sometimes She-Hulk looks like a video game character. And the way she walks, where she walks like an NPC, it looks so weird. But I did find that sometimes the CGI did look good, but you cannot excuse it when it looks like a video game, unfortunately. There also seems to be a lot of filler, and I did mention like the action scene filler, which did not really exist in this show, but especially in like episode 3 where we have this weird shapeshifter thing pretending to be Megan Thee Stallion. And by the way, that post-credit scene in episode 3, I just did not need to see that. But I kept thinking to myself for that episode, why don't we just cut out all that and add in the remaining abomination parts of episode 3, add it onto episode 2. Then you got a free episode there to do what you want. So that just felt a bit weird to me, and it did feel like a lot of filler. There was also this weird scene in episode 8 as well that was just there for no reason with this guy with a Wakandan spear. That just did not need to be there. It was just there to pad out time. So there is a load of filler in this show, unfortunately. I did mention about the humour. The humour does miss, and when it misses, it's really cringy, unfortunately. And the villains of this show aren't really the best. The villain Titania, who I never heard of before this show, I don't even know if she's actually a real Marvel comic villain, but she was a very weak villain. She's this social media artist who just wants fame. And she was just really uncompelling, unfortunately. I did like Leapfrog. He was very good. I am a bit of a fan of Leapfrog in the comics, so it was nice to see him finally portrayed. And I did like the little changes that they made to him in this show. Finally, this flaw has always been a staple of the MCU, the annoying side character. Nikki, who is played by Ginger Gonzaga, I found her really annoying, totally unfunny. Ginger does do a good job with her role, but she was just very annoying and I just really wanted her to just piss off sometimes. But overall, I really did like She-Hulk. I didn't think it's anything amazing. It does feel like just something there to be put on Disney Plus, but I did find it really charming, really funny sometimes, and overall just a fun installment to the MCU. But it does have some rocky CGI, some pointless filler there, and just humour that didn't hit for me, and a very annoying side character. I'm going to give She-Hulk Attorney at Law a 6.5 out of 10. I think that's what I also gave Miss Marvel. So there is at least somewhat consistency with these Marvel shows, but I do feel like they need to start making more movies than just these Disney Plus shows. But guys, that is it for the end of this review. I hope you all enjoyed. Next time we're reviewing Black Adam with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Really excited for that. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to have a good day and see you later.